Welcome back to Sister to Sister Chat. I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Denise.
And we are sisters. So on this topic today, we will be talking about, are our standards too high?
Yes.
So let's get into it. So starting right off, just to point out, for having high standards, the high standards protect you from low quality situations.
Yes.
So sister, can you talk about that?
If you have high standards in yourself,
Yep.
you show yourself what you deserve, basically.
Absolutely.
Standards
Mhm.
are things that you accept and
Yep.
don't accept from someone or for yourself.
Yeah.
And I believe that it should be at the highest for yourself, no matter
Mhm.
what, because that's really important.
Very.
If you settle for low standards for yourself, that means you're showing someone that it's okay to do what they're doing in a bad way. If they're doing something negative towards you, it's okay.
Right.
Because they're like, okay, well, she's settling low standards for herself, so why would I give her high standards for treating her the right way? So I believe having high standards for yourself is very important.
Yeah, and just to add to that too, sister, with you keeping in mind that you have high standards, but it protects you from low quality situations, is you're going to make sure you get the best quality. So that's going to be the best quality clothes, the best quality relationships, making sure you're valued in those relationships. Making sure when you travel, you're getting the best deals. You're making sure you get the most luxury experience because that is your high standard. So those are just some examples. Of course, there's many more, but those really, having high standards protects you from those low quality situations, especially when it comes to your relationships with your partner.
Yes.
So high standards protect you from being used.
Yeah.
So with that is, if you know your worth and know your standards, so hey, I set high expectations for myself to reach certain goals, and I have high standards for myself to look a certain way and carry myself a certain way, then you will not settle for anybody else that does not fall within that standard for yourself. So you would not settle for and be used by somebody who's not even at your quality. So they're low quality as far as how they are as a person, and you should not be settling for them. Sister, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I agree, sister. I feel like you're saying the right things when it comes to settling for someone that's low quality.
Yeah.
You should see the signs already. Say you're talking to a guy, first thing, you should see his standards, like what are your goals in life, and what is your expectation for yourself as a man, how he carries himself. They'll show you what kind of standards he has for himself. And sometimes a man will be low standard, but he wants a high standard woman. And then say he gets that, if he's not working on himself, he becomes jealous or insecure. So he'll try to bring you down to his low standards. And it's up to you to figure out if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. And the thing is too, we work so hard to have that high quality standard for ourselves that we shouldn't even allow for anybody, no matter if it's someone at work, no matter if, because you work hard for your job.
Oh, yes.
So with that high quality that you're putting into your potential at work, you cannot settle for low quality anything at work. So when you get those, negative vibes or anything, negative feedback, do not allow that to take you over, because you're working very hard at being high quality standards.
Definitely.
So I think too, just focusing on making sure if you are building that potential for yourself and building those standards, you need to stand firm on those standards.
Yes.
Yeah, for those high quality standards.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of women, we subject ourselves to be people pleasers without even knowing it. Definitely us as Black women. Some of society makes us feel like we have to be people pleasers. Like, oh yes, of course, I got this, I got that. And when we speak up for ourselves in the workplace, we're difficult. We're difficult.
Absolutely.
So when you speak up for yourself, she has an attitude, or she's being aggressive, and you're just like, I'm just setting high standards for myself. I'm not going to try to people please anymore. So I feel like it takes time to get out of that, because I feel like we all fall victim of that. And it takes time to get out of that groove. So having high standards and setting yourself like, okay, I'm not going to be people pleasing at all today. Setting goals for yourself, saying no, expressing no a lot will help you and your high standards become even more better and better.
No, I agree with that, sister. Those are really valid points. So thank you.
No problem.
So another thing too is high standards encourage better quality of life. Yes. And the reason why I want to bring that point up is because if you set these expectations, high standards for yourself, especially when it comes to goals, I am very goal driven.
Oh, yes, she is.
And I know there are a lot of women out there the same way. So if you set these goals for yourself, like I'm going to hit the gym at this time throughout the week. I'm going to meal prep to make sure that I stay within budget. I'm going to make sure that I stay on track with my work and make sure I still make time to go to those friends' dinners and things. So just balancing out your life, creating a high quality standard, relationship with yourself is really going to help with a better quality of life.
Yes.
So also making time for yourself with those self-care days. We need as women to take those self-care days in order to have a better quality of life, because we can't be there for everyone.
Yeah.
And if we're not looking after ourselves.
Exactly.
Because then we'll be down, and then who's going to look after everybody?
Oh, that's true.
And I know, sister, you as a mother, I know that this really plays a big role.
It does.
You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, definitely as a mom.
Yeah.
I try to make self-care very prominent and very efficient in my life, whether it's my husband taking the kids for a little bit while I do my nails or do my hair, and going out with you. That's a part of my self-care. Spending time with my sister, of course.
Yes.
And that's why self-care for a mom is very important.
Yes. So moving into the next point on high standards for men. So ladies, we all have that checklist where we need him to be tall, dark, and handsome, hazel eyes. He needs to have a PhD, a master's degree, all of these degrees. He needs to have $1 million in the bank. Okay. He needs to have all of these things, a house built from scratch. He needs to have all the time in the world for you. He needs to shower you with roses every single day at your feet. All these high expectations that we have for a man. And if he does not fit or cross off that list that we have, we turn him away. So that's something that we really need to look into is, are our standards too high for a man? So we have all of these high quality standards that we want, which absolutely we should. We are high quality women. We should have those standards. But if he is 5'6" and you're looking for a 6-foot man, but you're only 5 feet, maybe you can, settle for that. Not even settle, because we don't settle around here, but at least accept that, and just be more flexible with things like that. So like combing through your list that you have as far as the dream man. So we're trying to think, this dream man that you have, we don't be there. Like, does this man really exist? You want to elaborate on that, sister?
Yeah, so I feel like some of our standards as women are unrealistic, like you were saying about the height thing. That can be very unrealistic. But as far as standards for a man, I think it's something that you should be praying about. You might think that you have like this ideal man, but God will bring someone that's different and that's better for you, because maybe the 6'4" foot man is going to be cheating on you, or not spending time with you and stuff, So having high standards for a man, yes, but make it very realistic. Because this is a realistic world.
Absolutely. And just being open to that. We're not saying to not stick to your high standard list, because you definitely deserve to have the man that is your man of your dreams. And that's the thing, like my sister said, you pray on that and God will send you that man, but you just need to be open. I feel like just being kind of closed off and not willing to put yourself out there could also, kind of push you back from finding, or at least being introduced to your dream man. So just putting yourself out there, being ready. And that's the thing too, ladies, is a lot of people think that if you're not putting yourself out there and just waiting for the dream man to come knock on your door, that's just not going to happen. So you just need to be open to that, but also being realistic, not sending away the man that's not your height requirement because he doesn't meet other expectations that you have, which are very sometimes unrealistic, and you're missing out on a really great opportunity. So moving into our next point about having high standards for yourself, but settling for a low quality relationship just to have that relationship status. And that's something that we want to know. Why do women do that? Why just to have that status? Because you don't want to be single. being single is not a bad thing, ladies.
It's not.
You're in a waiting period at this time, so I want you to understand that sometimes there are people in relationships that you think are going well, but they're not even going well.
Okay.
So you'd rather be single. Sister, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I agree. You never know what other people have going on in their relationship, so never compare or contrast, because that might not be for you at that moment, like my sister just said.
Yeah.
And just being patient and just not equaling being single for loneliness. Not being lonely, you know, it happens because we're humans, but don't make that your whole personality.
Right.
You know, don't be like, oh, I can't go out because I don't have a man. I can't do this because I don't have a man. Who cares? It's not your time. Focus on yourself so you can be ready for your man.
Absolutely.
You know, because he doesn't want to have an insecure woman or a person that's just all about him. Maybe he wants to make sure you're okay with yourself before he starts anything. That can be like a red flag for you, for a man that whoever you're dating. So showing your true confidence and having confidence in yourself is very important. That's very high standard.
Absolutely. And just to add to that, sister, too, is making sure that you're pouring into yourself, your relationships with like your friends, your family during this time, because the thing is that everybody has that time when that man will come into your life. So settling is not acceptable. So just saying, hey, like you said, or, you know, the thought of the next person who pops up, you know, who proposes to you, you'll just settle and say yes because you have that peer pressure from family to say like, hey, you're this age, why aren't you married yet? You need children. The clock is ticking for having children. All these pressures really weigh down on women to just say, hey, I'll just settle for the next person. Please do not do that, ladies. You are very high quality and you deserve that. Do not let the peer pressure around you allow you to go ahead and settle for less than what you deserve.
Exactly.
And another thing too, sister, is social media. How does that influence, you know, affect women when it comes to settling for a relationship, just to be in a relationship?
So say you're on social media, you see your best friend getting proposed to, or the girl you used to play basketball with getting proposed to, or the guy that was in your class that was a geek getting proposed to. You know, he proposed to his lady, you know, you're just like, why not me? But you have to remember that social media can be fake. It could be for clout. People clout chase a lot, and it might be not genuine as you think it is. You know, so praying on that and making sure you steadfast in yourself and God, and you know, letting God lead you to that proposal will prepare you for that situation. So social media is a lie most of the time, and some people overshare on there. You never know what people is going through, so never compare.
And that's the thing too, just to add to that, not comparing yourself and just waiting. Enjoying your time that you have. That man on that checklist, that's the thing too, ladies, in the midst of this waiting period, comb through your list that you have for the perfect man. And just make sure that, you know, you're praying over that. There's some things that, you know, may not get checked off that list, but do not turn away the guy who's not 6 foot tall just because he's not 6 foot tall. Give certain people a chances, especially if you see other great qualities in them.
Definitely.
So, I mean, mostly at this time, pour into yourself, ladies. You're high quality. Use this waiting period as the time for yourself. But moving into our last point is to just look into all of the high quality standards that you have for yourself and stick to them. Actually add to them, and just making sure that you do not have anyone discourage you from sticking to your high quality goals that you have for yourself, and also for your dream life. You know, chase those dreams and just continue to be high quality. So
always. Yes, it was a great topic, sister.
Absolutely. And ladies, we enjoy always talking with you. Please leave us a comment in the comment section about this discussion today. Let us know what other topics you would like to hear as well. And please go ahead, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please stop right now and go and subscribe. We would love to have you subscribe to our channel.
Of course.
So thank you so much.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Bye.